Alright guys, you'll have to forgive me. I bought a new car, and before I could do any kind of filming with it, I broke it. I think I actually got it broken. It kind of had a dead miss from when I got it. But yeah, I figured out what the miss was. And got parts ordered for that. Got all new lifters, push rods, rocker arms, intake gasket. So that'll be a project I'll take you along with here. I'm gonna start tearing that apart tonight. But also had a soft top on it, or rag top, or vinyl, whatever you want to call it, and it was shot. So I peeled that off. It's kind of crusty under here. It's got some holes. Yeah, but I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fix that kind of low buck. And yeah, it should be just a good cruiser once it's all back together again. It is a 1972 Buick Centurion. It's got a 455 in it. But yeah, I'll bring you along while I repair it and fix the roof up a little bit, and we'll have to do some burnouts or something. Alright, there it is, tore down as far as we need to go. And as soon as my parts come in, we can throw her back together. Pretty simple fix, just kind of sucks that it happened. But also, let me show you why I like working on these old cars so much. That is every tool I needed to do this job, right there. This is stuff you could do in a parts store parking lot. Probably not going to do that with a modern vehicle. Not going to say I wouldn't try, but definitely easier on the older stuff. Also, the plot thickens a little bit. I'm going to say this has been an issue before, because one of these things is not like the other. I believe this is the style that I bought too, so. But yeah. I'll keep you updated as we put her back together. Alright guys, so engine parts are taking forever to ship, so we're going to get started on the roof while we're waiting. I think I'm going to start going after it with a wire wheel and see how bad the holes are, and then we'll go about getting it fixed up. Alright, so now that I got all the chunks cleaned off, the old eye finder here, you can see that she's pretty cheesed out. It's like that pretty well across the windshield too, and over in that spot. Now I'm going to hit it with some of this rust converter and try and prolong it a little bit more, and then we'll go on to the next step. I want to clarify here that this is not a restoration. This is just making my ship box look a little bit better so I enjoy driving it a little bit more, and to help keep the rain out of the interior, because that's kind of annoying too. So yeah, not a restoration. Only do this if you want to do this. Don't do this if you're trying to fix something to sell again or do a professional job on. This is just for low buck, look a little better. Alright guys, got the rust converter on there. You can kind of see the shininess there. I'm going to let that sit overnight, and tomorrow we'll get it all washed off, and I think then we can start putting some Bondo on it. I'll probably sand it down a little bit better than that. But like where the factory window frame fucking deal Buick had going on here, where that comes down, that's got to get blended back in again. And then up here in the top, I don't know if I'm going to fiberglass that or Bondo that, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I'll get that, and there's some low spots here I'll Bondo in. Get her smoothed out with some Bondo, and then the top we're going to fiberglass. Try and get some structure back in the roof and keep the rain out. So I'll keep you updated as we go. Alright guys, got the Bondo back here all done. All faded in. Filled up that top hole up there. Went and picked up a cheapy sander from Hazard Fraud, and worked out pretty good. It was a hell of a lot easier than hand sanding. So now we're going to go on to the fiberglass on the roof. And I've never messed with fiberglass before, so wish me luck. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, parts showed up. I got my hydraulic lifter soaking in some oil, and then I'm putting my rocker arms together right now. They just got this little plastic thing that pops in and holds them on the shaft. Looks like that. And here's the new one. I'll get these all changed out, and we can start getting her put together. Alright, there we go. All the new lifters, push rods, and rockers are in. Made some little tin block off plates for the exhaust crossover and the intake because it's got an Edelbrock on it. We don't need it anymore. We'll edit that to a thumbs up. Anyway, we're going to throw the intake on it and then button up a few things and we can see if it runs and how long it's going to run. So anybody that knows anything about these old cast iron intakes knows that they're heavier than most of the women that I bring home. So we got some old Roman or Egyptian ingenuity going on here. We'll see if we can not kill ourselves. I can already see a problem. I think we might be too low. Yep, we're gonna hit the fenders before it's down all the way. Oh.
Ready?
There, we're set. Look at that. It's in. Nobody broke their back. Alright, there it is. Running on all 8 this time. So I kind of fucked up a little bit and I bought this Bondo glass stuff thinking it was just resin, and I bought the fiberglass mat. But it's actually, if you read the can like an intelligent person, it's actually got short strand fiberglass in it already, and then it's like resin and Bondo all mixed into one happy mixture in there. And I think it was kind of a happy accident because I threw it up on here and it spread out really nice and it filled all the holes in really nice. Nothing dropped through. So I got all the holes and problem ripply shitty areas filled in. We're gonna let that harden up and then I'll sand that down. And then I'll probably just go back over it and fix some of the little spots with the regular Bondo again. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do for paint. Tell you what guys, don't throw away them junk mail magazines you get. Because when your ADD kicks in, when you're working on your car, you got something to read. You can learn about your life alert or your nickels that are worth a dime or whatever else have you. Ooh, cute puppy. Look at that. ADD is happy. Alright, back to what we're doing. Alright, there we go. Got her all sanded down. Now it's far from perfect. If we were doing a conventional paint job, there'd be about 47 more steps yet before we could lay any kind of color. But we're not doing a conventional paint job. Since it was a vinyl roof car, I kind of wanted to emulate the vinyl roof, so we're going to go with a rubberized undercoating. Never used this brand, so we're going to see how it works. But yeah, so all them little imperfections and cracks and divots and whatnot that's still in there, this should cover that up. Again, not a perfect car, just a good cruiser that'll look a little better when it's done. So I'm going to lay some of this down now, and I'll get back to you when I got it down. Alright, there it is. Not going to lie, it could have been a lot better if I spent a little more time with some body filler, but honestly, I was just done putting time into it. It looks a lot better than a vinyl top flopping in the breeze. The streaks there, that'll fade out once everything dries. It's still wet, but like you can see here, I got impatient. But I know it won't leak now. And like I said, it looks better than a vinyl top flopping in the breeze. Tomorrow, once it's all dry, I'll get the rest of the trim put back on. And then all that's left to do with this thing is drive it and put gas in it. Got the trim all put back on it. Spent a little bit of time realigning this door. I believe this door had been replaced once because there's some evidence of a repaint on the inside. Needs hinge pins yet, so it's not perfect. Sags a little bit back here, but got the window lined up a little bit better so don't leak there anymore. And yeah, like I said before, there was a couple of imperfections yet. Maybe we'll just put a couple more layers of thick undercoating on there and cover that up a little bit better. Again, not trying to restore it, just trying to make it a little bit better to drive it around. So yeah, now we can just go drive around respectfully and Sunday cruise this thing like the grandma that probably owned it once upon a time. You guys seriously didn't think we were going to put together a big block Buick and not do some burnouts with it. I don't know if you could hear it in the video, but it was breaking up a little bit. I think it needs a little bit of carb work yet. So yeah, I'll keep tuning on it, but I think that's going to be it for this time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever, and see you around.